Less than 1% of the shoes produced on Earth right now use Goodyear welt construction. The other 99% are glued together. A strip of adhesive between the sole and the upper. When that glue fails, and it will, the shoe is finished. The global footwear market was valued at approximately $477 billion in 2025. Women's footwear makes up nearly half of that number. However, most of that money is going to shoes built with the cheapest construction method available, cemented soles designed to be replaced every 6 to 12 months. 5 brands figured out how to deliver stitched, welted, vulcanized, or injection-molded construction at prices your Instagram ads do not want you to know about. We are starting with number 5. GOLDMINE, number B. Superga. This brand has been hiding in plain sight since 1911. Walter Martini founded Superga in Turin, Italy, and named it after the Superga Hill. The iconic 2750 Cotu Classic launched in 1925 and has been in continuous production for over 100 years. The same basic design. A century of refinement on a single silhouette. The construction is vulcanized rubber. Vulcanization was patented by Charles Goodyear Sr. in 1844, and the process bonds uncured rubber to the canvas upper through heat treatment at around 230 degrees Fahrenheit. No glue. The rubber and the canvas become one piece. This is one of the most durable sole attachment methods in casual footwear, which is why brands like Vans and Converse also use it. The difference is the upper. Superga uses a cotton Torino canvas with natural rubber outsoles and metal eyelets. The canvas is machine washable. The sole provides real grip and bounce. For $50 to $85, you are buying over 100 years of Italian vulcanized construction in a sneaker that works with jeans, dresses, and everything between. Kate Middleton wears them. Superga was named one of the 50 objects that made history in Italy, and nearly every woman in a shoe store walks right past them. The canvas is thinner than leather, so do not expect heavy structure. Some reviewers mention blisters during break-in and limited arch support. For all-day walking on concrete, you may want an insole upgrade. But in our assessment, for the price, the construction-to-cost ratio is hard to beat. The last brand gave you Italian heritage for under $70. This next one has been perfecting comfortable shoes since before Italy was even a country. GOLDMINE, number 4. Clarks. Founded in 1825 in Street, Somerset, England. That is nearly 200 years of continuous shoemaking. Your great-great-grandmother could have worn Clarks. And the reason this brand lands on the GOLDMINE list is not nostalgia. It is construction diversity. Clarks does not use one method for everything. Select leather boots use Goodyear welt construction. The Desert Boot, which launched in 1950 and has not changed since, uses crepe rubber soles that mold to your foot over time. The Wallaby uses moccasin construction, where the leather wraps under the foot and is stitched to the sole from below. The Unstructured and Cloudstepper lines use cemented construction, but with higher-grade adhesives and materials than fast-fashion alternatives. The leather is the real story. Clarks uses full-grain leather and suede across most lines. And a University of Northampton study found that high-quality leather footwear with proper care can last over 5 years. One verified Trustpilot reviewer reported wearing a single pair of Clarks women's tennis shoes daily from 2019 through 2026. 7 years. Same pair, every day. Across the broader consumer base, 75% of Trustpilot users report satisfaction with durability after 1 year. The footbeds use Ortholite-style foam for cushioning, and sizes run from 5 to 12 in standard and wide options. In our analysis, Clarks is the brand your mother probably wore, which is exactly why you have been ignoring them. But 200 years of shoemaking knowledge does not disappear because the marketing budget went elsewhere. You are paying $70 to $150 for construction expertise that most new direct-to-consumer brands spend a decade trying to figure out. And they are still figuring it out. Some newer models have drawn quality complaints compared to older production, which is worth knowing. Fit varies between lines. Crepe soles pick up dirt. Not every Clark's shoe is a gold mine. But the Wallaby and the Desert Boot specifically? Those are pieces of footwear history at prices that have barely moved in a decade. If the last brand is the one your mother wore, this one is the reason her daughter keeps stealing her sneakers. Goldmine. Number 3. New Balance 550. New Balance was founded in 1906 in Boston, Massachusetts. That is over 118 years of continuous footwear production. Here is the detail that separates New Balance from nearly every other major sneaker brand. They still manufacture select models in the United States and the United Kingdom. In an industry that moved almost everything offshore decades ago, New Balance kept domestic production lines running. The 550 originally debuted in 1989 as a basketball court shoe. It disappeared into the archives for decades before returning in limited releases in late 2020 and rejoining the full lineup in 2021. The construction uses genuine leather panels with suede overlays and a mesh underlayer for breathability. The midsole features end-cap technology, a supportive foam core wrapped in a durable polyurethane shell that provides stability without adding weight. A rubber outsole completes the sole. What makes this a genuine gold mine is the material integrity at the price. Run Repeat, an independent shoe testing lab, published results in 2026. They used a butane torch and a scratch all on New Balance shoe uppers. None of the uppers that claimed real leather or suede caught fire or melted. That is the test for genuine material. The synthetic alternatives melted. The real leather did not. At $100 to $120, you are getting verified genuine leather and suede with end-cap cushioning from a brand old enough to have outlived 2 world wars. Compare that to a $150 fashion sneaker made entirely of polyester with a cemented sole, and the math stops being complicated. The 5 and 50 runs narrow in the toe box. Arch support is minimal. It has cemented construction, which means resoling is not an option. If you need a wide fit or serious arch support, this is not your shoe. But for everyday wear with genuine materials and clean construction, in our assessment, the 550 punches well above its weight class. If you are discovering brands you have never considered, subscribe. We break down the construction quality behind the brands women actually wear every single week. Now, the last 2 brands on this list do something that 99% of the footwear industry does not even attempt. Goldmine number 2. Ecco. Founded in 1963 in Bredebro, Denmark. Family-owned. Many employees are second and third generation team members whose parents and grandparents worked the same production lines. Rolling Stone visited the factory and reported that the sense of integrity was impossible to miss. Ecco does something almost no other brand at this price point does. They own their entire supply chain. The tanneries that process the raw leather, Ecco owns them. The factories that cut and assemble the shoes, Ecco owns them. The technology that bonds the sole to the upper, Ecco developed it. When Fashionista visited the Ecco Innovation Center in Tonder, Denmark in August of 2025, they watched the fluid form process firsthand. A massive molding machine injects polyurethane directly onto the leather upper at high temperature without glue or stitching. The sole and the upper become a single bonded unit that will not delaminate, will not peel apart, and flexes with your foot instead of fighting it. The leather is full grain, sourced from their own tanneries. The same tanneries supply leather to luxury handbag manufacturers. That means you are getting leather that meets luxury tier quality standards in a shoe that costs $120 to $200. Most styles have removable insoles compatible with custom orthotics. Select models include Gore-Tex waterproof lining. Podiatrists frequently recommend the brand for built-in arch and heel support, with natural foot alignment. Zendaya wears them. Chloe Sevigny fronted the spring 2025 campaign after being spotted wearing Ecco organically on the streets of New York. These are not comfort shoes your aunt wears to the grocery store. These are vertically integrated, tannery-to-toe engineered shoes that happen to also be extraordinarily comfortable. The polyurethane soles are heavier than EVA foam. Older Trustpilot reviews mention durability concerns with some newer models compared to earlier production. Polyurethane soles can degrade if stored unworn for extended periods. In our analysis, when a brand controls the leather, the tanning, the factory, and the technology, the markup goes into the product, not the supply chain. That vertical integration is working directly in your favor. And the number one gold mine on this list is doing something that, in our assessment, should not be possible at this price point. Gold mine number 1. Thursday Boot Company. In 2014, two Columbia Business School students named Nolan Walsh and Connor Wilson identified a gap in the market. Below $200, women's boots were almost universally cemented construction, glued soles, synthetic materials, built to last a season. Above $400, you could find Goodyear welted heritage brands with real leather and resolable construction. Nothing existed in between. Thursday was built to fill that gap. The women's Captain boot retails for $198. For that price, you get Goodyear welt construction on a women's boot. That puts the Captain in a category that less than 1% of all shoes on Earth occupy. The welt, a strip of leather, runs along the entire sole perimeter and is stitched to both the upper and the outsole. Between those layers sits a cork-bed midsole that molds to your foot over time. The upper is full-grain leather, and on select models, that leather comes from Horween, one of the most respected tanneries in the United States. Full glove leather interior lining. Pour-on insole for shock absorption, studded rubber outsoles for grip. Kevlar blend laces on select colorways. Stridewise reviewed the women's Captain in March of 2026 and called it a rare boot and a steal. BootSpy tested more than 12 Thursday boot models over more than 5 years and named the brand their top recommendation for anyone buying their first quality boot. The construction is water-resistant. And because it is Goodyear welted, the sole can be replaced by a cobbler when it eventually wears down, extending the boot's lifespan by years. The pair you buy this year could still be in your closet in 2036. Thursday manufactures primarily in Leon, Mexico, a historic boot-making region, with select models made in the United States. They sell direct to consumer, cutting out the traditional wholesale markup that would push this boot past $350. The Goodyear welt community on Reddit notes that Thursday's construction, while excellent for the price, does not match heritage brands like Red Wing or Alden. Some users report minor quality control issues on arrival. The women's Captain does not include the steel shanks found in the men's version. Thursday's marketing has drawn skepticism from communities that prioritize pure craftsmanship over brand building. All fair points. But in our assessment, a Goodyear welted boot with Horween leather and a pour-on insole for under $200 is the single best construction-to-price ratio in women's footwear today. So the next time you are standing in a shoe store or scrolling through an online retailer, look past the marketing. Check the construction. If the product page says nothing about how the sole is attached, it is glued. If there is no mention of the leather source, it is synthetic. A $200 Goodyear welted boot resoled twice over 10 years costs you $20 per year. A $60 glued boot replaced every 8 months costs you $90 per year. The cheapest shoes you can buy are the ones you never have to replace. If this changed how you look at a single item in your closet, subscribe. We rank the brands women actually wear every single week.